The chaos may not stop, but you can still rise above it. What if thriving wasn't about fixing your workplace, but it was about fortifying your inner world? Well, in this video, I want to talk to the nurse who feels like they're barely holding it together, who shows up every day to serve, but wonders deep down inside, is this all that there is? Or what have I gotten myself into? Or it just has to be more. Well, by the end of this video, you're going to discover how. Number one, to reclaim your joy. I want you to get your joy back. I also want you to stay grounded in meaning. So important to do meaningful work. And then the third thing I want you to do is to do the soul work. The soul work is what keeps you whole, even when your unit feels like a battlefield. And there are times when it does feel that way. Well, let's talk about it. Chaos on the outside doesn't have to become chaos on the inside. See, you can't always change your environment. There are some moments where you can, but there are certain things that you have no control over. And so you can't control the short staff. You can't control the manager that doesn't listen, but you can control the atmosphere inside of you. See, I believe that we all can carry a healing environment if we do the work to cultivate that healing. And ultimately, your immediate environment, I believe, can be impacted. Well, let's talk about some examples of people thriving in chaos. There was a nurse that I knew, and she journaled every morning 10 minutes before she came to her shift. In other words, she took some me time. She didn't just rush and run out of the bed and get to work. She took some me time with her coffee and her journal. Very important. And maybe a colleague who created a pre and post ritual, especially with Caring Science. There are so many things that you can do to have the breath work going on, because we need to be able to do the type of work that's going to give us that reset that we need. And then there's another colleague that I know that she finds joy through hobbies, her purpose, side projects, prayer, all of the different things. Like, you don't have to be so consumed with only nursing. This was a game changer for me as I was navigating, even through my tough seasons. And then, when I was feeling frustrated and burnt out, I was able to tap into my purpose. Like, what else is there that you enjoy doing that brings meaning? Like, one of the things that I did, I am on the outside of my occupation as a nurse. My vocation and my calling is to inspire other people, is to teach, is to speak. And so I have a group that's called Dream Girls Network, and we have a blast. And so that's another outlet that helped me to sustain myself while I was on the inside. You see, it's so important for you to find some worthwhile, meaningful work that you're going to do. It might be art. You may like to draw. You may just like to sit in nature. You may just like silence, or you may like to just kick it with your family. Whatever that is for you, you want to make sure that you're doing something outside of the chaos, because the chaos is going to be chaos. It's not chaos all the time, but a lot of times it is. So you have to think about outside projects, outside things, your purpose, your calling, those types of things that will always bring you meaning and joy and help you to ground yourself. So here's my question to you. What are you doing to return to yourself after the shift? See, that's the important part, because if you're not doing anything to return to yourself, then guess what? You're constantly being depleted. And then you go back to work, and then you're going to be depleted again. And so that's why it's so important to intentionally, deliberately, and on purpose do something that's meaningful to you on the outside of work. Now, let me get into some of the acronym from my heart framework. Resilience. I talked about resilience a little bit last time. Build practices that fill you up. I love things that fill me up, and me touching other people's lives fills me up. You see, resilience is built outside the shift, not inside. Thriving doesn't start in the workplace. It starts with what you're doing outside of it. That's where your roots grow, on the outside. So don't wait to come in and try to be resilient when you get there. No, you have to be resilient before. I shared before, I'm a heart math trainer, and I love their definition of resilience. And resilience is the capacity to prepare for, recover from, and adapt in the face of opposition, stress, adversity. So you see, there's three parts that you have to prepare for it. And to me, that's like the most important part. I was able to navigate and be positive and truly love people because I did the work on the outside. And so the work on the outside, meaning the work outside of work, because the inner work that we have to do is so critical for us to be our best authentic self. I was able to love fully my team. I was able to touch the patients, touch the parents, because of that work that I did on the outside and my love for humanity. So thriving doesn't start in the workplace. It absolutely starts on the outside. And I wanted to just reiterate that. Now, let me give you a little tool. It's called the JOY routine. And it's just a simple self-anchoring system. And the acronyms are JOY. J, journal. Take some time and journal before you start the crazy, before you start doing the thing. Why don't you just write one thing that you're grateful for? We know the research shows us that being grateful helps us to recenter ourselves. The O is for offload. Take 5 minutes to process what you're feeling. Ask yourself, how's my heart doing today? And then just journal about it. Just get it out if it's something that's really bothering you. And the Y is say yes to yourself. Do one thing, just one thing that brings you joy. A walk, tea, music, art, FaceTime with a friend, whatever that is for you. Because joy can be a form of resistance. And so important for you to grab that. Okay, so let me use the T, transformation. Become your own safe place. You are not just a nurse. You're a whole person. You're spirit, soul, body. When you only identify with what's happening on the unit, you lose sight of who you are. Your work is what you do. It's not all of who you are. This is so important. You're a nurse. That's your occupation. But that's not all that you are. You're also a mother or a father or a cousin, there's so many roles that we play. So you need to plug in to those things that is giving you joy. Because if you continue to keep giving out and giving out and giving out and caring for this person and caring for that person, I've never once heard a nurse say, I'm going to care for me first, and then I'm going to care for everybody else. No, that's just not how we roll. We got into the profession because we wanted to serve. We wanted to take care of people. But right now, I want you to recognize that you are a whole person. You are human first, and then you're a nurse. And so you have to make sure that you're getting your basic needs met. You need to be nurtured. You need to have cultivation. You need to be spoken. Someone needs to speak life into you. And so it's so important. Please never, ever allow the chaos to make you lose you, because you are the most important person in the world. And so if you feel like you're losing you, I want you to make sure you reach out to me. Now, here's some reflective prompts that I would love for you to do in your journal. What brings me alive outside of work? I like how one of my guests, Simon T. Bailey, he said, what makes you come alive? Really think about that, because we don't take time to think about those types of things. We're just grind. But what brings me alive outside of work? Like I told you, I love touching other people's lives. I am a woman of faith, so I love being in community and inspiring and encouraging others to be the highest expression of themselves. I love making sure that people understand that, your purpose, the original reason for you being, is so significant, and everything that you need is on the inside of you. I love encouraging people that they have potential. on the inside of them. And that's those things that they haven't done that they want to do, those dreams that have not been manifested yet. They're still on the inside. That book that you didn't write is still on the inside. So I love encouraging other people. See, that's my outside thing that I like to do, which helps me to be more effective on the inside. Let me give you another one. What part of me needs healing, needs tending to, or nourishing right now? And be honest with yourself. Don't fake it and act like, oh, everything's okay. No, you're not okay. And people can see it on the outside that you're not okay. So what part of me needs healing, needs tending to, needs nourishing right now? And I want you to write that down. And so here's a mini challenge I'm going to give you. I want you to block 15 minutes this week for something that feeds your soul, something that makes you come alive, that makes you feel amazing. I want you to do that, just 15 minutes without apology. I want you to be unapologetic about this. I don't want you to get permission. I want you to just craft 15 minutes. That's a very small amount. And I want you to do this because I want to remind you that you matter, that you are amazing, that there's so many people that depend on you, but you have to start depending on you because you matter. Your dreams matter. Now, if you're ready to reclaim your joy, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. In the comments, here's one thing I want you to do. Please play in my sandbox. I love to go back and read the comments. What's one thing that brings you joy outside of work? Just let me know some of the things that you guys love doing. Let's inspire one another. That would be super amazing. So make sure you put something down there in the comments. So thank you for being here. In the next video, we'll explore the power of the sacred pause, how to recharge in the middle of your shift. And always remember that transformation starts from the inside out and that thriving isn't a destination. It's a daily decision to come back to yourself. And I urge you to come back to yourself. There's someone out there that has been lost, that has shut down. And I'm speaking to that person, and I want you to come back to yourself because you are so valuable. And so put in the comments, that's me. If you're needing a little extra, I would love to connect with you. So what have we done today? You should be able to walk away with the mindset that chaos doesn't have to define your internal state. Joyful self-care practice called the joy routine. You've learned about the permission to prioritize yourself outside of work and some language and tools to build inner resilience and the reflection question to reignite your passion and your purpose. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.